In this particular house, there's been a fabric applied to the top, which is more like a hydro stop as far as instead of a cool seal. It's more of a hydro stop application, which makes the cool sealing last a lot longer, but still, there's been dampness getting under here, and you can see the rust on the side of this thing where it's been taken up. So when we put the good thing about that is even though the mobile home part here is rusted so bad, look at that, that's some major deterioration right there on the metal. Literally could step through it if it wasn't for this fabric. So the good thing about our application is the rafters are in great shape, and they're every 16 inches, and we're going to find every rafter down through on both sides and down the middle, pop lines on it, and we're going to apply an OSB plywood to this roof, which is going to make it a very sturdy surface. And all the rafters are good, so even though we have rusted metal under here, which is only rusting because it keeps continuously getting wet, we're going to stop it from getting wet, and we're also going to have a hard solid surface on top of, screwed down to all of our joists, roof joists here. So at this time, Paul's getting that stuff cut back there, that fabric that was there before, so that we don't get water running up underneath, or that staying damp by being down into the gutter. And we're going to roll our rubber over that edge. Got the gutters cleaned out. Things going to dry up here real soon when we get this rubber on here. That's where we're at. Alright, everybody with mobile homes like this or similar, remember this: you can put all the cool seal or all the hydro stop down you want to. They're eventually going to leak. You have movement in this thing constantly, which is going to weaken all of your cool seal, which is going to weaken your hydro stop, or whatever you decide to pay somebody to put on. This is the problem with a mobile home roof getting wet and being under something wet, and you can't stop it. That's what you have. See, under your hydro stop or your cool seal, whatever you got up there, this is what you're going to end up with. Okay, that is a mobile home that doesn't have any metal on it, bud. All right, this is your mobile home roof. So under your hydro stop and everything else, just because it's not coming in the house as fast as it was, it's still leaking underneath it, and you'll end up with your whole roof of your house will rot slam off of it. So my application is definitely the best application you can do to one of these roofs. You've got to get the metal to stop getting wet. Alright, we're starting off with our first sheet of plywood, and as you can see, we've marked lines, popped our lines. Now we're laying our first sheet of plywood on the center of our first rafter. We also popped a 4-foot line down through here because that's how wide the plywood is. Actually 4 foot and a quarter, so that we don't hang over the edge anywhere where our rubber rolls over. Then we start screwing it all down our lines that we've just made. Gotta go, buddy. What we've done here now is we've pulled the rubber out for 50 feet, leaving it hanging over on the edges more than what you need. You always want to leave extra. The turn bar is going right down here. Leave extra on both sides. So cut your rubber wide, because you can always cut that off at the end. Okay, that can always be cut back at the end after you put your termination bar. And then we put the glue on. It look like after it's glued down. This whole side here is glued. And there goes my telephone number. Glued. Transition right here uphill. Glued. Just remember, when you're putting this stuff out, put it on there thick enough so that it doesn't dry up before you get to pull your rubber out on it, because you want this stuff to be milky white, just like it is when it comes out of the bucket. And then this doesn't stick down immediately like the yellow substrate glue does. This stuff takes a little bit of time to acclimate.
Okay, time box, I'll put it on.
Grab the who?